Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Chinese Summit Qualifiers. I am Luminous, and I'm joined by Tsunami. Sorry for the late entrance here. The draft was already well on the way, but I broke a cup in the back, so I had to quickly sweep it up before my dogs run over it. Sorry, Tsunami. Also, sorry to you. You've been up and waiting for this game to happen, and thankfully it has.
I'll forgive you for, keeping your dogs safe because at least the draft is traveling quickly. I was bracing myself for a whole lot of theory crafting because I was doing a bit of research during the downtime and I was going to be like, wow, LGD Forever Young, they really love this Sand King. And then before I even get to say it, they immediately first pick it.
Yeah, I think Sand King is actually the highest win rate hero, at least in the past month or so. At least judging from what I've seen from them. Forever Young, which, obviously Xiaoei's team as well as Yao's team, two very kind of experienced player. However, they have been kind of night and day in terms of performance. Some games, they do extremely well, and even within the same game, they're night and day. They kind of throw away lead. In other games, they just fall flat. So, I don't know what kind of LGD we're gonna see today. Hopefully the day one, I suppose.
I give these rosters a bit of an excuse. I'd say it's still kind of fresh for them. I don't know if the Chinese in-house leagues are as prolific as they used to be, so it's tough to say how much exposure these teams are getting with their new teammates and whatnot. Obviously, Yao, Xiaowei, as you said, veteran players, but the forever young aspect is what may be making these teams a little bit night and day in terms of stability.
Yeah, they're playing in a couple of different tournaments. Apart from DPL, they play in, I believe, the Shanghai SFO or something like that. And then there are a couple of other leagues. The DPL is supposed to be the Premier League and is supposed to be the one that they're taking most seriously. Anyways, we are gonna see Ursa from the side of LGD. I think this is a safe lane Ursa, or it could be a mid one, I guess. But obviously quite good against Lifestealer and Slaughter, as you could just blow them up very fast.
Yeah, I'm surprised because I've been seeing LGD Forever Young actually drafting quite a bit of Timbersaw recently. And whenever CDEC opened up with Lifestealer Slaughter, I figured that was a clear opening for a Timbersaw pick, but I guess maybe CDEC predicted it, that's why they went for the Lion. It's possible that LGD Forever Young doesn't like having to play Timber into a Lion. Obviously, the crowd control that a Lion provides and the mana drain might provide some issues, and Ursa, as you said, is an excellent man-fight hero himself.
Yeah, and judging more from playstyle, if LFY want to snowball and win, well, that's probably the best hero to do so. However, also one of the best heroes to lose a snowball like right after one fight. To me, if you could kill Ursa once or twice, then a lot of his gusto is taken away from him. Generally, that's enough time for you to buy a 4-staff on one of your supports, and kills get even more difficult from that point on. But we shall see. I've seen Xiaowei playing a lot of Ursa in his pub games, so obviously Xiaowei is the support player for the team, but I imagine perhaps doing a little bit of research, see how Ursa matches up against the rest of the field.
Yeah, and Ursa by himself may have some issues, especially it's tough to say whether an Ursa ever feels comfortable getting an ag. Many games that I feel that it's amazing to have that, free cast of Enrage to purge off stuns. I see a lot of Ursas skipping it, and I don't think that I'll be too concerned if an Ursa skips it this game, because while you can get out of stuns, you can't get out of hexes, because that does, I guess, silence you in addition to, I guess, controlling your movement and stuff like that.
So yeah, that's actually weird,
silences, I've always found that interaction questionable, especially whenever hexes kind of got nerfed and they no longer had like that built-in break before the break mechanic came out. But yeah, silences and hexes are always amazing against Ursa, Abaddon, Morphling, all those heroes that can activate their spells through stuns.
Okay, we're gonna see a Templar Assassin. So this is actually good for a couple of reasons. Once you have the Blink Dagger, OD can no longer lock you down because you could always, if you have the Refraction up, you get Astral, you blink right out of it. And generally that's how OD sets up a lot of kills for himself as well as for his teammates. Same thing with Sand King. Burrow Strike is not going to affect you as much. Great against Ursa. We're going to see Enigma 4th pick That's why they ban out the Rubik and to a certain extent the Nyx. The Nyx protecting the OD a bit, but well, Silencer is still in the pool. Are you gonna waste another ban just to make sure that they don't counter Enigma? Or is this more of a pushing thing out of the jungle?
I think it's kind of a easy middle ground between the two. It kind of forces CDEC into having to pick at least against one of those comps. If it's a push comp, CDEC doesn't have the best anti-push right now, so they would, you know, do well to pick some other hero. I see Coddle's still in the pool, but Coddle hasn't been seeing as much exposure since the 6.88E nerfs, which I don't think was entirely warranted. How much he fell out of the pro scene. I think he's still a very strong hero.
Actually,
But,
OG first picked Coddle last night in, I think, the Face It tournament that they're in now. So I think it's more of like certain teams valuing it higher than others. And overall in the Chinese region, it's, you know, less and less.
Okay, fair enough. Then it's possible that CDC might be more interested in trying to shut down the team fight capabilities that LGD might be going for here, because obviously you had mentioned that OD against Templar Assassin, one of the, I guess, not so free initiation spells that Astral typically is, but right now, I think that Astral's going to be used more defensively than anything else with what CDEC has right now. They have really good initiation that I don't think OD is going to be able to pick his fights. I think he's going to be able to mainly defend against fights.
Well, they also have Enigma Black Hole for that. It comes down to whether he's going to get the quick mech or the blink, but the mech is very likely. I have not seen an Enigma being done successfully. And now we're going to see a Jakiro, so it is going to be a full frontal push strat. If you want a hero to cancel the black hole and have something to deal against push, is there any hero that's popping up in your mind? I'm thinking something like an Earthshaker, but okay, Venom's gonna be okay against the push, but not so good against canceling black holes.
Yeah, this seems like a very greedy lineup from CDEC. Really the only... I mean, they do have stuns with Slardar and Lion, but I don't think this Lion's gonna find very much farm this game, because a Venomancer versus a Lion, like obviously Venom's going to be much harder of a support. I wish I knew CDEC's actual player names instead of this cute calendar roster that they have.
They've been doing it since the shuffle, so you know, I've been just calling them February and September or whatever.
Okay, fine. But I'm imagining that this Venomancer is going to be a hard 5, so hopefully this Lion can manage to get his way to a blink, because otherwise I do foresee this Enigma being a problem. Even obviously, he is being picked more for the push, not so much the team fight, but Black Hole is still a spell that he has.
Right, so let's talk about the last pick a bit. You say Venomancer is somewhat of a greedy 5. One thing he does do very well is shut down Ursa.
Wow. It's an Iron Talon Venomancer.
Yeah, he's jungling. It's going to be...
So it's... Do you still build support items, or what?
Well, you get a quick level 4 and you just go back to support, but that means you get a free courier upgrade as well as boots. I say this with a lot of confidence is because I've been doing that a lot in my pub games as well. Generally, though, I start with just a Quelling Blade and a, what do you call it, a Blightstone that actually allows you to jungle a bit slower, but you're better off once you leave the jungle because, well, you have Blightstone for fights and tower pushes.
I see.
But I guess
Blightstone's for the armor, though, and I mean, he's mostly magic damage, isn't he? And
oh, no,
on
it's just...
his team.
I mean, for pushing, right? You stab that -2 right, on towers, and then your wards do more. And also, when you're hitting the neutrals, well, -2 armor goes a long way for your wards as well when you're stacking damaging wards up. But imagine once he finds a quick level 4 and 5, he's going to leave the lane. This is going to be a very passive lane because both teams are running a jungler. But one final thing before we introduce the team. Venomancer, good against Ursa, forces him to kind of use his ult just to purge off that amazing slow that he does. And likely, Jakiro, very, very good against the Templar Assassin as well. You get Liquid Fire. Not only does it burn away your refraction, it also takes away a lot of your attack speed as well. So.
And in addition to that, we had mentioned how TA can jump out of Astrals, but if you lay down an Ice Path on an Astral, she's not going to be able to blink out. She's going to get stunned, and you're probably going to be able to burn off her shield before she gets out.
That's for sure. Yep. Well, so this is a jungle pattern that I'm not too familiar with, the one that October is doing. Alright, I'm supposed to watch the lanes last hit, but they're going to last hit. They're not going to be much ganks. I want to watch the junglers, and let's see if they're going to be doing it properly. So you're supposed to do a camp and stack another camp at the same time. And looks like he's going to do both camps at once. I don't think he's going to finish the right camp in time. I say that though, he does get the quick level 2 because it was a wolf spawn. Yeah, he's not going to be able to stack this.
Not too big of a setback. He'll still get the... Oh no, yeah, he didn't get the stack.
Yeah. Generally, you're supposed to jungle these two camp and stack the one on the right. So, regardless though, he is going to have a faster jungler timing because Xiaowei is getting his Eidolons cancelled. He's got a very unlucky spawn with the Dark Troll Summoner, and more importantly, he got his other camp blocked. So it's not the best for him.
Yeah, it was a good investment by June to come in here and block this camp because Enigma doesn't really want to have to venture out in the meat of the Radiant jungle. He's one of the junglers that can just rotate between those two camps until he hits maybe like level 3 or 4.
Okay. Well, Veno's gonna go base now. Looks like he's gonna pick up boots and a port. So doesn't exactly have Gale here to start ganking.
Oh, wow,
but
November is about to die. Oh, salves up and is gonna survive against this caustic explosion.
okay.
Wow, that was really close.
Was he just like getting? Did he just get burrowed in caustic or something? Or
Yeah, Lion has been kind of sticking to the jungle for the most part and hasn't been zoning Yao too much on this Sand King. And I mean, as we all know, Sand King is the bane of many, many melee laners with this caustic.
yep. And we've been seeing more and more like kind of these very passive supports, at least in the safe lane, right? You have a very dedicated roamer, in this game a dedicated jungler, that really allow to freeze up the off lane to do whatever they want. And Yao holding his third skill point a bit. I imagine you want a second point into caustic if you're not looking to keep fighting, but we shall see.
Yeah, and I don't know how useful Sandstorm will be against this lane. Lion can ground target the Earth Spike, and if Lion goes for the Hex first, then, well, you're clearly not going to be able to do anything.
Okay. So Veno debuted his presence on bot a bit, and looks like he's going to go bot again. He's hitting level 4 now, pre 3 minutes. I mean, this is a solo level of solo experience almost, like compared to mid, for example. They're just hitting level 4 as well. So this is the power of a jungle Veno, but you're supposed to leave the jungle early.
Yeah, this is the kind of quick transition that I would hope to see because Slardar against Ursa, Slardar can't get nearly as much as he typically does in these offlane arrangements, especially with the Jakiro zoning as well. So I'm glad that Veno came down and he happens to find a double stacked camp as well.
Yep. Okay, so I'm surprised that he actually didn't get a point into Gale. Yeah, because with a single point in Gale, Ursa has 0 kill potential in this lane. But I guess he's sticking to the war build. Just look at how annoying this is.
Yeah, I don't think they're interested in going for kills. Like you said, it's going to be a mostly passive laning phase. I see that Enigma has actually ventured into Venomancer's jungle.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
Just straight up abandoning whatever he got blocked out in and saying like, whatever, no one's in your jungle, I'm just going to take that now.
No, what I meant by the Gale is that you don't go for kills, but rather you prevent the kill from ever happening on the other side.
I suppose, but are you too concerned about a Slardar with Sprint getting killed by an Ursa?
Maybe not, especially if Jakiro is the other partner, right? Like, it's just not exactly the best disabler in the game. And by stacking a huge amount of wards like this, eventually they'll be taking down that stack on the left side if nobody comes in.
Yeah, it's just getting chipped down, and every single time Jakiro wants to contest it, these wards, level 2, it takes a bit of effort for this Jakiro to get rid of them.
Yeah, Monet on the Ursa, having a tough time. As soon as he kills one, another one plops down, and they're spitting out poison sting and whatnot. And are we actually gonna get in a stack on this? Looks like not, but yeah. Veno is running out of mana, but ooh, it looks like we're gonna see a backstab on the mid lane here. Templar Assassin got Astral. Refraction was not up. He will pop it right now. Courier is going to go down. Yao's going to try to swing around. Burrow Strike's going to have to be max range cast. It's going to be just a little bit outside. Miwa line porting in, stunning up Xiaowei. They do get off another Astral. And with 80 people surrounding Feb, he will go down to give up first blood to Super. And now Jun got Malefice up, so he needs to run to the right side as well. He may be Super Saiyan, but I don't think he'll be running out of this one. Burrow Strike coming off cooldown in 2 seconds. Sprint is up. Xiaowei not going to actually swing around. He should have another point into Malefice right now. Malefice?
Doesn't have the vision, but it's a sprinted Slardar. It would have been a bit tricky even for this 2 points in Burrow Strike Sand King to catch up, but Oh, Ursa getting a kill on the Venomancer in the meantime. Maybe you're right. Maybe he did need that point in Gale because they left him alone
Yeah.
and Ursa just ate him for breakfast.
To be fair, I don't think he had any mana to use that Gale anyways, because he was spamming the wards so aggressively. But that def is going to matter a lot here, as LFY will take this opportunity to take that stack. So even though we only just had first blood and the second kill, but I felt like this game has been super action-packed because we have like 2 junglers kind of moving around and stuff.
It was a really heavy rotation. Like, typically you don't see that many heroes congregate mid to contest a rune at that stage, but Sand King, I mean, that was a long loop around. He actually took a little bit of an unoptimized path. They could have killed TA sooner, and June going in on Monet, but Monet has overcharged.
Yeah, but he has a friend here, and Ursa will provide, Lion will provide a stun. Ursa will go down. CDEC.
There's so much movement coming out from these supports. Like you said, I'm surprised. Mid lane, Fab just barely puts up the refraction. He's gonna survive for a little bit, but Caustic is about to detonate. Oh no.
No, it already detonated. Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, okay, right.
So he's good. Yeah, so Yao being super aggressive before the Blink Dagger. Normally when you see players do this, it generally backfires, but so far the risk is paying off, right? And now the push happens. And Xiaowei nicely timed it with the siege unit. And now Burrow Strike onto the back line. Look at the Sand King, just level 4 with boots, and he's able to do so much. Granted, those are upgraded boots. The Astra will get the kill on the Lion. They will need a fresh set of Eidolons. Looks like they have just died. Nope, they're behind the tower, excuse me. But I think they will get the tier 1 regardless.
Venomancer made the right call to rotate here. He's stalling it, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop it.
Yeah. Whenever he puts a ward up next to the tower, you can see that the team is doing a very good job of immediately targeting it down with the hero right clicks. You definitely don't want them to be building up, because once you see like 2 to 3 wards being stacked up, your push is kind of done, or at least, you know, insanely slowed down.
Exactly, and you're risking a deny as well, because even though Veno, the wards don't look like they do that much damage, but when you add them all up, they do quite a bit.
Yep. Well, we had a 3-1 kill score and a courier kill, so there's no surprise to say that LFY is quite ahead, but you would assume that they should be ahead. They have an Ursa, and they need to be ahead, so look towards them to take the early Roshan if possible. I wonder exactly what CDEC will do about it.
Lion. The wrong time.
Nice swing around.
By LPC.
Yep. Well, he's a 5 position support, so not exactly the biggest loss, but still.
It's a good thing that this lifestealer has gone relatively unchecked. I mean, Sand King has been as interested in going for kills as this Lion has, so the only person who's stayed in their lane right now is November on the lifestealer, and he's doing pretty well. OD getting a kill on TA. Wow, they keep going up. TA somehow keeps ending up on Radiant high ground mid, and I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, I haven't really been watching this lane, but I imagine the way that Super is winning it is to, whenever you see the refraction, you just keep hitting it. Once the refraction is down, then you make the go. And refraction does have a fairly long cooldown if you're not protecting the shield part of it in the early portion. And of course, Enigma coming in with Eidolons and Midnight Pulses, doing some work.
And now Super has his Force Staff completed at 9 minutes in.
Jeez.
This is an amazing start for OD.
Yeah, and amazing against this lineup. You know, you got Venomancer, Gale, you got Slaughter, Melee Stun, you got Lifestealer. Having that Force Staff, and later on a Hurricane Pike will go a very long way in terms of keeping yourself and your allies alive. Yao is going to get the safe lane farm, although probably the more dangerous lane now. We're going to see a more action up top. Macro Pirate gets dropped here to clean up the creep wave. Okay.
Lifestealer sitting inside. Okay, wait, so can Xiaowei demonic convert this Lifestealer?
Well, it's a big creep anyway, and you can demonic convert those.
Yeah.
I think if he's on a smaller creep, then yeah, he can.
Oh, okay.
So
man, this push, it's so strong from LFY right now, and I mean, Venomancer probably went max ward specifically to deal with this. Obviously, it speeds up the jungle, but you want to be able to anti-push at the same time, and that's just not happening.
Yeah, the problem with Venomancer is that you need to be at the tower and drop about 2 to 3 wards before they even come. But LFY can mow down creeps so quickly that they just get to the tower almost instantaneously. You can see he's going for a Roche steal. They have TA with the double damage and a Slaughter, so taking the Aegis away from Ursa is a big part of anti-Ursa play.
It is, but this Ursa is getting exceptional farm right now, and I would hope to see a Blink Dagger first item on him, because if he does go for that, he should have it completed and probably after this camp is dead. And even without an Aegis, he can still create a lot of havoc, specifically on this TA. She does have the Aegis now, but with all of LFY, their DOTs, their Eidolons, Sand King initiation, it's going to be tough for her to survive.
Okay, looks like we're going to see power treads being finished on this TA, who has been super poor now. I mean, I thought there was a Blink Dagger flying out in the corner for her too, but no. I mean, she's going to need some item to hold this push.
Yeah, 0-2. This OD definitely did not let her have an easy lane, and the rotations continue. All tier 1s except for bot are all down, and I mean, this tier 1 only has like a quarter HP left. The push never ends. Enigma has his mechanism completed.
Yeah, but I do believe that CDEC is probably the best prepared they have been for a tower push. Veno's already there. He's already beginning to lay down wards. Go, go, go. Keep drop boards, because it will not be great. The problem is that the only way they stop a push is a Slardar blink. They need to infest on the Lifestealer inside of him. They need to blink right into the middle and just go. Slardar does not have to blink yet. He's very close, though.
He is pretty close, and thankfully Lifestealer, like I said, has been free-farming the whole time. Got Armlet and Blightstone completed, so these Nake's bombs are going to be fairly potent. It's all going to come down to which team initiates on which.
Right. LFY pretty good on the counter initiate as well. We talked about having Force Staffs, having Mechs, having Astros. Looks like we're going to see a smoke initiation mid. And I gotta say, I do believe this TA is dying twice. If he's getting caught, LPC is going to open things up. No, Ursa's going to open things up. That's going to be the first kill. There's going to be a mill, but dual breath, Macopire. Well, that's why you pick Jakiro versus TA. Heroes are maybe inbound coming in, but they have Black Hole. Are we going to see it, though? Man,
no
that fire
vision, though.
Lasting forever. Dual breath is going to come out. The Black Hole will come there.
Black Hole committed.
I mean, that's fine, I think.
Yeah, Zhao 8 isn't interested in using Black Hole for very much. If you can kill, basically... I mean, this TA, like we said, is very poor. She's still going to be poor. If you can continue shutting her down, then even though Slardar and Lifestealer are getting a good start, they can't win this game by themselves.
Yeah, I think CDEC may have a little bit of hiccup in terms of, like, for example, TA getting picked off mid. But overall, I think just this is pretty much a strategic victory so far for LFY. They just got the better pick. They executed their plan extremely well. And I'm not sure whether this last pick Veno has paid off. I'm going to say no.
Not yet. Definitely not yet. But ooh. Do you mind if I change gears real quick? Oh wait, maybe after this Lifestealer dies.
Ooh, he's going to rage TP, but will he survive against Ursa? Looks like he will. Yeah, let's change gears.
Now it's a good opening. Okay. Did you know that 6.88F just dropped?
Okay. I did not know that.
Can I share some few things with you?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Centaur, the return no longer works on illusions. It's called a fix.
Yeah?
Fixed return working on Centaur illusions.
Okay.
Let's see what else.
I have a couple of things to say about that, but I don't know if you want to move on.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So Imperial from the EU scene has been a team that's been using this combination quite a bit.
They have.
I think I mentioned it last time.
It's a great success, really.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do. You get a heart, and after that you get Mantis Style. And you just have Mantis Illusions in. Hold on, thought though. We're going to see the initiation. Burst Strike's going to be there. They have the mech as well. And suddenly CDEC heroes initiated in for essentially some Sudoku. Everybody's going to be fine. Yao blinks right into September. He's going to go down. Look at how prepared LFY was. They had mech.
Yao immediately burrow striked on that, and as I suspected, Super was going to be using his Astral defensively primarily. Just sucked Ursa right out of that gank attempt, and then he came out and raged. Nothing to be afraid of. And then Yao has his Blink Dagger completed. Epicenter just on the line because it's fine. Zhao didn't even have Black Hole. Burrow strike for a lion kill. It's fine. You're just interested in pushing towers and killing this, oh my gosh, Venomancer.
You know, might not be too early to call a GG, especially against this team that could break towers so fast. I don't think this push is going to stop. Buybacks are happening. He's buying back to lay down wards. That's the first time I ever said that for a Venomancer. But no, they want to re-engage. Oh, that Astro. Wow. That was ready. He's dead. Tower's going to go down. There's going to be that Ice Path on top of it. Burrow Strike onto 2. And they're going to build more on that Sand King win rate because we're going to see LFY perhaps getting
Burrow
another
Strike
win.
might be off cooldown as soon as he comes out of this Astral. Ice Path connects. In hits the Burrow Strike on 2. Lions dead, probably. TA's already
Yeah.
dead.
They got
Lions
Caustic
the
on
run.
him. Yeah, I think he's dead. Oh man, he's surrounded. That was a buyback on a Veno as well. We're gonna see Eidolons. We're gonna see Liquefier. Yeah.
High ground at 16 minutes, my gosh. I mean, like, it doesn't really seem that heavy of a push lineup outside of the Enigma and the Jakiro, but man, this is a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, these are some of the best, the game's best pushers in my opinion. At least, oh, we're gonna see one more go. Crush is gonna be pretty nice, but the black hole, it has cooldown. Thanks for the initiation, bro. CDEC will fall. November really going for the kill, but they can't even kill the 5 position support. It's on the middle row, guys, right in the middle. Top GG, because this game is over.
Forever young, I want to be forever young.
That's
Such
actually
a
beautiful
beautiful-
explanation. All right,
Thank
let's talk
you.
about the patch.
Oh, you're that convinced that this game is over, huh?
Convince me that it's not.
I have nothing for you. This February is about to complete a Desolator, but he doesn't have a Blink Dagger.
All right,
and
okay.
so-
Maybe talking about the game being over, it's a bit rude to CDC because they're not tapping out,
They're not.
and they believe they could do it. So let's not count them out. Black hole is down, right? So if you want to make a play, it's down.
Alright, we'll save the patch talk for after this game then.
We're gonna
But,
change gear a little
I
bit.
don't really know what this TA can do to follow up on these Nakes bombs. As it is, every single time LFY gets initiated on, they're ready for it. They're basically asking to get initiated on because, I mean, Ursa has his Blink Dagger completed, Sand King has his Blink Dagger completed. They can go on fights when they want to. CDEC is the one that's under the gun to try to get fights under their terms, but that just never seems to happen.
Well, it's like you said, you know, LFY has been prepared for it, but what if they're not, right? What if they get jumped, you know, it's only Sand King there, he dies, and then I could see CDC running them over 1 kill at a time. However, it seems like LFY says it's our time to
They
go.
might run over Zhao 8 bot. He's going into vision. Nake's bomb is locked and loaded.
But September, looks like he got off a Hex to save himself, a Burrow Strike as well as Ice Path. Looks like meanwhile they do take down Xiaowei. A 1-for-1 trade, but they looks to be getting a little bit more. Monet has found the Venomancer. There's a Diffusal Blade already up on the Ursa. Yeah.
There is. I like that quite a bit because I believe it's 2 damage instances against a TA refraction, so 1 hit basically takes off 2 shield charges.
Also, you get rid of them pesky Ghost Scepters.
Also true, which, I mean, if CDEC can even manage to farm that, let's remind ourselves that this Venomancer had to buy back, and, I mean, he has 2 Null Talismans. He's dreaming of a Veil. I don't know if it'll happen before he loses another tower or 2.
Yeah, normally you would go mech, but I'm not sure how good mech would do against this lineup because it's about.
Well, the problem I think is that Super has a Blink Dagger and Hurricane Pike. Chances are that Sandy's Eclipse is going to burn off all of Veno's mana.
That's
and
true.
so he's not even going to have the mana for a mech.
Oh,
And Sand King,
is that a
this
solo? kill?
Lion's not going to have the HP to live. Yeah, that was a solo kill. Epicenter committed, sure. But like I said, who cares about your team fight ults when you can just take towers?
So one thing I do want to get your opinion on is that LPC got his ultimate at level 6. And generally that's ultimate that you wouldn't mind skipping because Jakiro's mana pool, especially at level 6, isn't the greatest. And oftentimes you don't get it because you don't have enough lockdowns to take advantage of the macro power. But it seems like this game has really gone to great use. Every time being used against the TA. And looks like October is set.
God. Yeah, TA is one usage. The fact that Zhao 8, I mean, Black Hole, you don't really expect to be able to pull it off at level 6, so I wouldn't have mind seeing LPC skip it until like 7 or 8, but I can definitely see that once LFY does manage to get a team fight going in like a full 5v5, they're going to be just fine. And now, February...
No detection. Are we going to see
That's
something
just how
rude?
confident LFY is. Now they're bringing in it's Enigma, so they're just gonna probably black hole for this.
No, they got Midnight Pulse. I mean, he's done, but help is on the way. Burrow Strike's gonna be on to 2. He's just got November on the back line. He wasn't even aiming for him. June's gonna try. Oh, that force staff did not work, but they have so much Blink Dagger. But Slaughter sprinting out. And that's it. I just want to say, even
That's
though
it.
that kill looked super easy, I just want to mention that the way they set up was perfect. Sanking ported to a mid tier 2, and then just walked over top. And as soon as the other ally ported in, I believe it was super, then Yao initiated the burrow strike. A lot of people would just like TP right on the tower. You scare away the GA, you don't get that kill.
Yeah, exactly. And that was also, it would have been a very delayed TP. At least Enigma's TP would have probably taken, or wait. Yeah, so Enigma's TP would have taken longer. It's just, when you have the luxury of positioning, when you have a Blink Dagger and a Force Staff on, like, literally half your team, you can get away with that kind of stuff.
Well, the Go Grab has done nothing but go up, up, up for LFY. CDC though hasn't lost racks. They've been at least holding that tier 2 as well.
They lost the mid racks though.
I mean, beyond the first one. Like since then, they haven't lost anything else.
They've held. They have.
Ooh, super. Going from a mile away, he's gonna go for the tier 2. Veno, well, he's gonna get off a Gale before he dies.
Immediately, Lion pings out that there is a ward on the high ground right here. Definitely that's what found Venomancer, because he was just trying to deny a tower that was under backdoor protection. You don't expect to get killed underneath a tower like that, but there's just too much control, too much mobility. LFY is all over the map.
Yeah, they are. But at the moment, though, CDEC is the one that's sieging a tier 2. They can't really challenge Roche, so might as well get something done. That Leicester that was free farming, well, he's no longer free farming. He's actually not even close to the highest net worth. He's looking to get some kills. He needs to be infested in June, though.
Yeah, they need to head back because this high ground defense is going to be... They're not going to give up because they have an Aegis on Super. They can throw all the bodies in the world at this tower and still survive.
Okay. So,
Liquefire misses.
Yeah, that's the saddest when Liquefire does miss. Okay, September.
And
breaks the
even
smoke.
now, even with the lead that LFY has, they're still playing it extremely safe. There's no need to overcommit. So what if Super is missing half of his attacks? Let CDC initiate. Your counter initiate is infinitely stronger.
Yep. Oh, we're gonna see a Hex on Super, but he has Aegis. Meanwhile, oh, the Crush hits nothing on the backline, but Xiaowei gets off his Black Hole on 2. He's gonna have to pop his mech after this as well, but the epicenter has been channeled. Macrofire on top of that as well, and LFY will force the GG. That's what I like to see, a pushing Shred, getting 2 sets of Raxes, and forcing out a GG in less than 25. It's as if they designed to do this.
There was nothing. There was absolutely nothing that CDEC could do about this. The last pick, Venomancer, was their best effort. I still feel that maybe a Coddle would have presented a little bit better defense and a little less greedy instead of sending the Veno jungle, but either way, I think LGD Forever Young still had